15,706 kilometers done already with this Honda SH150i. It's time for another review. This is how the scooter looks like. Of course, we have new stickers, Ideal Bike Adventures sticker. So far I'm pretty satisfied about this scooter, considering the the torture I've been put it in with my deliveries. I make deliveries in the city, and I was riding also outside the city. I have no mercy for this scooter in terms of exploitment, and I'm pretty satisfied so far. After 15,700 kilometers, I'm pretty satisfied about the maintenance costs and about everything which this scooter means in terms of maintenance, logistics, and exploitment. I would like to share with you in this video everything which I consider it will bring you a benefit, and it will make a clear picture for you if you like to purchase or ride with this scooter. I find this scooter very robust. I've taken a lot of potholes. I've been even riding some small off-roads. I've been pushing it on the highway. This scooter is very robust. It's very stable at the high speeds. It's pretty resistant, and I'm so far has exceeded a little bit my expectations. It still has its cons, that's for sure. I'm gonna share everything with you in the next minutes. Let's start with the suspension. At the beginning I was a little bit disappointed about the suspension. It was pretty stiff. It wasn't so comfortable as I would have expected. I thought it would be more comfortable since the beginning when I first ride, when I took some potholes. But after about 10,000 kilometers, I've noticed that the suspension become softer, more comfortable, more stable. It has settled up a bit, and now I see that is an improvement from the first riding days. Now at 15,000 kilometers, the suspension, it's a little bit softer. I'm thinking if it was upgrading to a better suspension, to a better quality, considering that I'm riding pretty much on bad roads. So bad roads, a lot of potholes, even some small off-roads, and I would like to keep a good compromise between the road riding and off-road riding. I would like to have also stability on the highway at high speeds. If you have some tips regarding the suspension upgrade for this scooter, just let me know in the comments. I would love to see some options and decide afterwards. The windshield, I've started with the standard windshield, then changed to the Isota taller windscreen, which I received for testing. I kept it until winter, and now we are still in winter, and I've decided to keep the short one because the taller one, when I was riding on a rain, when I was riding it was fog, condensation, and has actually blocked my visibility. The taller one blocked my visibility during the winter, during the bad weather. It became foggy, became very difficult to clean it during the rain. It was actually it was very dangerous to ride it in the rain because I could not clean it. I need to stop and clean it, something like that. So while I was riding, I need to whip it out with my hand, all the time, because it was very tall, and it is very tall, and it blocks everything. It protects you perfectly from the wind and so on. It's perfect for a good weather windscreen, but when it rains and especially when it's very cold outside, I've ridden this scooter 1 Celsius, 2 Celsius, and it was condensation that was blocking the view. So I decided to keep this for the winter, and as soon as the weather becomes better and better, I will put it back. I was riding for deliveries in the city, but a lot of time I was riding also outside the city on the highway or a national road, and as a consequence I have plenty of brake pads, especially in the front. So at 15,700 kilometers I still have brake pads. I presume they will last another 1,000 kilometers maximum. I've bought a replacement for these expensive OM brake pads. They're pretty expensive, about 85-86 euros each. I've purchased the EBC as usual for my scooters, EBC brake pads for my scooters. But usually if you're riding with the city, normally the brake pads are lasting, I suppose, about 20,000 could be, if you're exploiting the scooter normally, I would say. So you can expect quite a decent lifetime from the brake pads. The brake efficiency is pretty good. I've tested it in the wet surface, on the wet surface, even on some mud or let's say a little bit of frozen rain, and it was they were pretty decent. Especially the ABS is working very good. This is how the tires are looking like, especially the front tire after 15,700 kilometers. The tires are very good. They offer a very good grip on the front, also a very good grip on the rear. What I will say, when I turn with the bike, when I lean the bike a little bit more, especially on a rain or on some you know, some slippery terrain, I have the grip is not so good on the sides. I mean, I had I've encountered some situations where the grip was not so good on the side. In terms of brake pads, I still have, I think, 1,000-2,000 kilometers still to be made with this brake pads. But anyway, I'm gonna change both. The USB charger worked perfectly. It charges the phone with no problem. I had no issues with it. Absolutely fine. I'm actually depending on this one to have a continuous charging. It doesn't charge while the scooter is stopped. It could have done that. I mean, maybe for protection, but considering that I'm stopping quite a lot, it would have been useful to have this charger on even when the scooter is stopped. But anyway, plenty of space here to deposit everything you need. Even some I was able to put here some bags, some bigger bags. And this is a space where it doesn't get too much warmer. If you would like to deposit something here and don't want to warm it, then this place is a little bit cooler than this one where the engine heat it's coming. Few words about the top case. This top case has a decent quality. It's not perfect, but let me show that it fits inside. You can fit a full face helmet. If you have let's say like a visor, like I have this sun visor, I took it out and put it next to the helmet, and there is plenty of space to close the top case. So inside you can place a full face helmet like mine, this Icon Variant Pro. You need to take out some of the accessories, considering that I have inside the GoPro mount, and also I have the intercom, the Sena intercom. I need to provide you a small tip, because I had all the time to use the key. This top case is not keyless, as you suggested. Nothing inside, no sensor, nothing. So this top case, you need to open it all the time with the key. And in my case, I need to open it 100 times per day. So to prevent this, there is a trick. You can partially close the top case, and then you can open it without the key. How you do this? You just put a key on, you just open it, to take the key on. Now you cannot take the key on, you need to close it. This, you leave it open, you close it with a key, you take out the key. Now you have the top case open, but you can partially close it like you usually close it. But this closing system doesn't go all the way up. It goes, I think, 50%. But you can see that the top case now it's closed somehow. and you can give up to use the key all the time to open this top case. So this was my solution. This is what I found I can do. Let me explain what I'm talking about. How you actually take out this top case. You open it. Now it's on the opening position, and you have here, look, you have a clamp which goes up, and you can take it out, and then you press it in the front, and here it is. I took out the top case, and I'm speaking about this bolt in the middle. It was broken, and I was on the highway. It was pretty awkward solution. I need to ride fast to reach my destination because I was late, but in the same time I need to be careful about this top case. The rack, it's plastic, and yeah, it's a resistant plastic, no doubt about it, but it would have been nice to have an aluminum rack. This is I don't know, because they wanted perhaps to make the bike lighter, they used this fabric, lighter and cheaper, hopefully. As an advice, keep in mind that this bolt, it's you know, you need to watch it. You need to watch it, especially if you're overloading the top case like I do, because I'm carrying everything which I can in order to make myself more comfortable. To have this rack, it's 3-point mounted. These are strong points here, left and right, but this one, what can I say, it was replaced. What I would upgrade to this bike now after 15,000 kilometers, definitely it's a stronger top case. I had the SHOT SH150i, an amazing top case. I've used it on my Honda Vision, Honda SH125 mode. But I need to admit, this top case has a great aerodynamic. It's you know, has a sufficient storage capacity. It fits my helmet. It's convenient to have, and you know, I like the design of it. But in terms of quality, in terms of resistance, very poor quality, I need to admit. Let me get back to the suspension. I was riding with a friend. He had 120 kilos and about 195 meters high. And he was telling me that he was very comfortable as a passenger on this scooter, and the scooter had plenty of power to climb some roundabout, suspended roundabout, and yeah, it was enough to climb with such a heavy load, so to speak. And the suspension, the rear suspension, handled pretty well. My 90 kilos, his 120 kilos. So I was a little bit pleasant surprised about the fact that this was such a capable carrying machine. Still, I can imagine with a more quality, with a better quality suspension, again, this could be a game changer in terms of comfort. Something which I highly appreciate for this scooter is this platform, this space where I can put my bag, where I can carry something pretty heavy. I can carry 6 bottles of 2 liters, for example, 2 bottles of 5 liters each. I can place them in this platform, on this platform. Without this platform, the scooter with utility will not be as good as this one. Not to mention the comfort which I have when I'm riding, the comfort which I have on my legs, the protection which I have on my legs during the rain or bad weather. So this, you know, this timeless design with this platform and this design helps a lot, and is very practical. You can hang a big bag over here. You can rest your legs. You are more protected, especially if you're using some additional winter protection, winter cover. I'm also satisfied about the headlight. It could have been better. I mean, it's not better than the Honda SH125 mode, The mode had a better visibility with its headlight, but I suppose the shape of the headlight, still I'm satisfied. I'm not impressed about the headlights, but I'm satisfied. The most important is that I'm very visible by the cars. I'm very visible when I overpass a car, they see me right away. This could be because the positioning, there are two positioning for the headlight, one lower position, one higher position, and I think this increased the visibility for the cars. I want to speak a bit about the battery. I've stored this scooter for a couple of weeks during the winter with the -5, -4 during the nights, and the battery seemed pretty good. I mean, I've been able to start the scooter with no problem. I'm constantly having 14.1, 14.3 volts while riding. Let me present you some annoying thing. Check out the vibrations on this plastic and check out the sound. It's pretty annoying. The vibration comes from this plastic, from this black plastic. The windshield is pretty stable. There are no vibrations from the windshield. They have also vibration dampers, rubber vibration dampers. But check out this plastic. It's pretty annoying. It vibrates like crazy, especially when idle. Now it's not vibrating while accelerating for a bit. This is refreshing when riding such a long kilometers, especially on the highway. It's very pleasant to ride in the city, outside the city. You're feeling like you're riding an electric bike. It's not very noisy. It's pretty silent. It's comfortable, refreshing, and yeah. In terms of the exhaust, it would have been nice also to hear the bike for a bit. Sometimes you want to hear it, you want to, you know, feel the bike more. Few words about the fuel consumption. I have some experience after 15,700 kilometers with my SH150i. The fuel consumption starts from 2.2 liters at 100 kilometers to 2.1, 2.2 liters per 100 kilometers if you're riding slowly, gently, you don't push it a bit. You're riding with the 75 kilometers per hour outside the city. If you're chilling, you can expect 2.1, 2.2 liters, honestly, from this scooter. If you're pushing this scooter daily, like I do, during deliveries, during highways at maximum, in the city, during deliveries, I have about 2.7. This is the average which I get, 2.7, 2.8, honestly, when riding for deliveries. Full throttle on the highway, you can expect 3.5, 3.4, even 3.9 with maximum speed, full throttle on the highway. On the highway, this scooter consumes more than my Honda Transalp 750 when I ride it slowly. Yeah, this is the reality. So what's next? In terms of maintenance, at 18,000 kilometers, I will change the air filter. I already ordered it. I will change the spark plug, of course, the oil, and I'm waiting the 24,000 kilometer belt change. Until then, I'm gonna change probably next week the brake pads. And also I'm thinking to add a dashboard camera to this scooter, because in the city traffic I make a lot of kilometers, I see a lot of things happening, you know, so I prefer to have myself insured somehow with a dash camera which is recording non-stop. I strongly need it. I would like to order a GPS mount. This will be here somewhere in the middle. Then to have navigation here, which I would like to connect it with my phone, a dashboard camera, Two cameras, one for the front, one for the rear, which they are recording. I'm looking forward, I'm still searching for the best alternative, the best dashboard camera for this scooter. I'm searching, and who knows, in the next weeks I'm planning also to add this gadget, because I find it pretty necessary. Few words about the seat. This seat, it's a disaster from my perspective, from the rider's perspective. From the pillion perspective, it seems comfortable. From my perspective, it's a disaster, very uncomfortable. The shape of it, the shape is bringing you too much in the front side. It's very tough. You might think it has some foam here or something comfortable, but no, it's tough. And it has a lot of wrinkles after riding it for 15,000 kilometers. Wrinkles here. The fabric, it's not stretched, it's not enough stretched. You can see here on the sides. Pretty uncomfortable. I'm thinking seriously to upgrade my seat or to reupholster it, because it's a disaster, man. I would love to have a more comfortable seat. I'm pretty sure my riding experience would be different, and I would love to have a custom seat, a comfort custom seat for this scooter. I'm pretty disappointed about the seat. This scooter has provided me quite a lot of value during more than 15,000 kilometers so far. As I said, I'm exploiting this scooter at its maximum. So I'm gonna replace the air filter at 18,000, the same as the same I will replace the spark plug at 18,000 kilometers. They say to replace it at 14,000, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. But I'm gonna push it a little bit. I think this scooter has the perfect power ratio for the city riding and outside the city riding, because honestly I've also ridden this city quite a lot outside of the city. I was riding this scooter quite a lot outside the city. It was very useful that I was able to keep up on the highway with most of the cars. I promised you I will make the maximum speed test. I've already tested it with a higher screen, with a lower screen, with both screens. I can only tell you that I've been able to reach the maximum speed with both screens. So both screens from Minnesota, they will push you until the maximum speed of this scooter, but the shorter one definitely has some advantage, because it's with a shorter one you're gonna be faster. So if you want to reach a certain speed faster, with the shorter one definitely you're gonna make it. With the higher screen it's a little bit difficult, because it has a lot of air resistance, and you're gonna reach the speed eventually, but a little bit harder or slower. You need to use specific products for specific purpose. This scooter has this average specs for city riding and outside the city riding. It's a perfect mixture. It doesn't consume too much while riding in the city. I mean 2.2 between 2.2 liters per 100 kilometer and 2.7 2.9 depending how aggressive you are. And it you have the possibility to ride it on the highways with 100 kilometer per hour easily as a cruising speed. So yeah, national roads, even highways, you can use this scooter with no problem. The next stage will be a 350cc maxi scooter, which I think it's a little bit too big for the city. It's very good for outside the city, definitely, but is not so agile and not so agile in the city as this one. At the end, few words about the power of this scooter. I think it's this scooter has the perfect combo between city riding where we have plenty of power. I mean, your 99.9%, the first one on the LITE. You start the first one, it's pretty agile. This design, it's pretty agile for city riding. You're very fast in the city, no doubt about it. And as a plus, you have sufficient power to ride on the highways and national roads. The maximum speed I will reveal to you in another video, because I've tested so far the maximum speed with the higher windshield, with the sport windshield, with a short one. Plenty of power, enough power for city riding, more than enough power for city riding, and plenty of power, enough power for highway riding or national road. Speed, it's pretty decent. You can reach easily 100 kilometers per hour, and you can ride it as a cruising speed on the national road. It's perfect, and that's why I think 150cc scooter like this SH150i, it's pretty enough, and makes both city riding and outside the city. It's a perfect compromise. With 125, you might say it's not enough power for the highway, but with 150 you have that small amount of extra power which you need to ride easily on the highways. I've tested it already. If you have further questions regarding this scooter, just let me know, place them in the comment section, and I will do my best to answer it.